Obviously, every athlete's different. Their situation's different. Their desires are different. However, there are obviously categories that hold true for everyone. Um, Reaching the NFL, preparing for the NFL, winning. Am I going to win here? What's the location? Do I like this location? Is it close to home? Is it a nice place? You know, education for some huge, for others not. Depends. NIL, we know what that is. Then you've got the component that you really can't grasp. You can't put your finger on it, but it's, do I trust these people? Do I trust this coach? Do I trust my position coach? Do I just feel at home here? Do I just feel like this is the place, even if it doesn't completely add up in all the other categories? You experienced that. And now this coaching staff is trying to figure out for each individual, even though I'm sure they've got a set formula to a certain, or a set pitch, elevator pitch. Obviously, they have to nuance that for each individual athlete.
Yeah, I mean, basically, they do talk to each one about those factors and how Florida State can help them, and mainly how they can help them as a coaching staff. I'll say this: I mean, if you've listened to a lot of the guys who've come through, and they've said like they don't BS, they don't sugarcoat, they just tell you how it is. And I'll tell a story of Mike Norvell on the recruiting trail when he first hit. There was a wide receiver that we had for a short amount of time. If I remember, Brian Robinson, 4-star wide receiver from out of Palm Beach, and he was committed to Florida State under tag. Everybody wanted him. He Mike came in and they did the in-home, and Dugans was still kind of recruiting, but wasn't sure if he was going to be on the staff or not. He asked, "Is Dugans going to be on the staff?" That's important to me. He says, "I don't know this guy." He's like, "If he does what I think he can do, he has a shot. But you're committing to me. This is what we're going to do. This is what I've done in the past. You can either get on board or you don't. But just trust me. When we get this thing turned around, you're going to want to be that guy." And that was his first, the transition class. And when you kind of look back 3 years down the road, you can see Mike Norvell still embodies that exact same thing. That's how he talks to everybody. That's how he talks to the kids that I see him getting recruited. And even all the other coaches, like they're talking to the safeties. Like I know Chris brought up that Hilton, which is, we've all learned his name now. We thought his name was Drake. That's how he was introduced to us. But Drake Stubbs, they're recruiting him and telling him the truth about where he stands and how they feel like he could be that next guy at safety. And you just have to. It's very personal, but it's genuine because it's how Mike does everybody. And the best quality Mike has is not having thin skin and being 100% with almost everybody that he is as 100% as you can be as a coach. Because I've joked to say when he's stuttering, he's lying, but that's a coach. Like you have to have coach speak, and you have to always look at the well-being of the 120 and not the one. And that's sometimes the penalty of being in leadership. You can't just look at each individual person. You have to look at what's best for the entire team. And sometimes that's what's best for the team isn't best for the individual.